Welcome to our Power Pack show, a Southern special. Well, quite frankly, the question that we are trying to dig deep, will Prime Minister Modi be able to push through what seems to be the South political barricade? Prime Minister Modi is in south of India. It's his third visit to multiple southern states in just 45 days. His praise for AIADMK icon MGR, followed by praise for Jayalalitha, the former chief minister, comes just months after AIADMK walked out of an alliance with the BJP in Tamil Nadu. And as Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai, perceived as a crowd puller by the party, finishes his little over 100-day yatra across the state. In Kerala, Prime Minister Modi made a very tall claim. From double-digit vote share to 2019, the state will now give it double-digit seats. For anyone who knows Kerala politics, this seems a huge statement. The state has 20 seats in all for the Lok Sabha. And double-digit vote share for BJP in Kerala, anywhere between a 13 to 15% in 2019, but also to be seen in the perspective is BJP's hunger for winning even a single seat. The latest case in point, Samajwadi parties and Congress's disaster in Himachal and Uttar Pradesh during the Rajya Sabha polls. But can Prime Minister Modi-led BJP push through the very distinct political landscape of the southern India? Let's listen in to what Prime Minister Modi said in Thiruvananthapuram.
2024 में विश्वास में बदलती नजर आ रही है। 2019 में केरला ने बीजेपी एनडीए को डबल डिजिट में वोट दिया था। 2024 में केरला डबल डिजिट में सीट देने का मन बना रहा है। मैं केरला से इसी आशीर्वाद की अपेक्षा भी करता हूं, क्योंकि केरला भविष्य को जीने वाला, भविष्य को जानने वाला राज्य है। और 2024 में कुछ महीनों बाद क्या होने वाला है, ये भविष्य अब किसी से छुपा नहीं है। 2019 में देश नारा दे रहा था, फिर एक बार मोदी सरकार। 2024 में हर कोई कह रहा है, अब की बार 400 पार। एमजीआर ने परिवारवाद की परंपरा से हटकर सुशासन की महान परंपरा को स्थापित किया था। उन्होंने क्वालिटी एजुकेशन और हेल्थ केयर के लिए काम किया, और यही कारण था कि समाज के नौजवान और महिलाएं उनका इतना सम्मान करते हैं। यही कारण है कि आज भी समाज के गरीब तबके के लोग उन्हें अपना सबसे बड़ा नेता कहते हैं। एमजीआर ने परिवार के आधार पर नहीं, बल्कि प्रतिभाओं के आधार पर लोगों को आगे बढ़ाया। लेकिन दुर्भाग्य से आज तमिलनाडु में डीएमके के कारण जो राजनीति हो रही है, वो एमजीआर साहब के लिए अपमान जैसा है।
Now let's look at the picture across southern states. In Tamil Nadu, DMK won 38 seats, AIADMK won 1 seat. BJP has no elected MP to Lok Sabha from Tamil Nadu. In Kerala, BJP won no parliamentary constituency out of the 20. In fact, in the last assembly elections, left won a historic consecutive second, defeating the Congress in a state that alternates between Congress and the left as the government in the assembly elections. And only once in the history of Kerala has BJP had one MLA. They could not retain that in the last assembly elections. Now shift to Karnataka. The optics are very different there. Congress won a remarkable win in the last assembly elections. However, despite fluctuating vote share, at least the precedents over more than a decade for that matter, shows that BJP has consistently outperformed both Congress and the JDS in the Lok Sabha polls, irrespective of what happened in assembly polls, even when its own vote share declined. 2004 assembly elections, BJP was the single largest party, didn't form government, but won 18 out of the 28 seats next year. In 2013 assembly elections, BJP's seat share dwindled quite a bit, from the 110 in 2008 to 40. Congress 122 seats, but in 2014, BJP won 28 Lok Sabha seats, compared to just 9 of the Congress. In 2019, BJP won 25 seats in Karnataka of the 28. In Karnataka, it's largely the revolving door policy for the assembly. But is the state voting for the BJP by and large in the parliamentary elections? At least that's what's seen over the last several terms. In Telangana, BRS won 9 seats in 2019, BJP 4, Congress 3, AIMIM 1. In Andhra Pradesh, YSRCP won 22, TDP won 3. Now remember, South is not one uniform political landscape, as many from the North India would say South of India. Every state has a very distinct political landscape, and it's very important to understand. Today, our focus is going to be around Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka by and large. I'm being joined right now by the Congress MP Shashi Tharoor, who's also an MP from Thiruvananthapuram, the constituency where Prime Minister Modi was present today, as well as he made that very tall claim. Thank you very much, Mr. Shashi Tharoor, for joining us. Prime Minister Modi was in your constituency. How do you respond to the very tall claims Prime Minister made about winning double-digit seats in Kerala, to his praise for MGR Jayalalitha in Tamil Nadu?
Well, first of all, I'm very grateful that the votaries of Hindustan are actually paying attention to South India at last. It's well overdue. And the Prime Minister is most welcome to come to my constituency and everywhere else in Kerala and Tamil Nadu and discover a different India from the India that he's used to working in and traveling through in the north. It's an India that is more liberal, more inclusive, more developed, more literate, all of the good things that we value about the best of India, and that he says he wants to build India towards. Northern India would benefit a great deal if it became more like Kerala and Tamil Nadu in all these respects, particularly in human development indicators and in the liberal inclusivity that cuts across all communities of religions and castes in this part of the country. But having said that, a double-digit seat share in Kerala is a complete fantasy. In fact, it will be a miracle if he gets any digit other than 0 in Kerala, for the very simple reason that there is a natural limit to the appeal of their kind of politics. We are looking at a state in which their kind of communalism, their dog whistling against minorities and so on, just doesn't sell. Our entire attitude is different, our society is different, our culture is different. And for Mr. Modi, who has talked along those lines, I think the only motivation must be that they are rather desperate to come anywhere close to the number they got last time in 2019. They got 303, and they've maxed out in those states where they're capable of doing well. And there are no other places in India where the seat and numbers can grow. For them, the only way is down. They can only lose seats from where they are. And that's why this desperate search for seats in southern India and in the northeast and other places, so they can somehow shore up their flagging numbers in their bastion in the north.
No, but Mr. Tharoor, let's just look at what happened in the Rajya Sabha elections, the disaster in Himachal and Uttar Pradesh. BJP's hunger for any seat is evident. look at the opposition and the context around Prime Minister's claim?
Not such a consistent increase, Sneha. Already in 2014, Mr. Modi took the BJP from being a 6% party in Kerala to being about a 12 to 13% party. It hasn't gone above that. In 2019, they did pretty much at the same level, maybe even 0.5% less. They had acquired one or two allies, but the allies did rather badly in the polls. And the result is that essentially the BJP seems to have hit its ceiling in Kerala. Mr. Modi has certainly been responsible for raising their level of insignificance by a notch higher, but they are still not in contention for a seat. And as I say, the reason is very simple. They have to have a different appeal if they want to actually appeal to the Kerala voter. But sadly, they lack credibility for a different appeal. Kerala would be responsive to a government that said that they will deliver jobs. But the BJP hasn't delivered jobs in the rest of the country despite making the same promise. Look what's happening in UP now, where youngsters are willing to risk their lives in war-torn Israel to get a job anywhere, where 60,000 constable posts advertised by UP attracted 43 lakh applicants to take the exams. Unemployment is rife in our country. Kerala is no exception. But Mr. Modi has not proven he has any solutions for them. If he had talked about development and could point to real development in Kerala that he could bring, perhaps there'd be receptivity. But at the moment, that's not his message. The communal message has a very limited appeal, and that limited appeal has already been reached. I don't think that those who truly believe in Hindutva will exceed the 12-13% maximum that he's been able to get so far. So they need to craft, and they'll also need other constituencies. Hindutva, in terms of just appealing to hardcore Hindu believers or Hindutva believers, is simply not enough in Kerala. We are a state that's 53% Hindu. And so even if the 13% they're coming so far is what they've got from that community, 40% is voting for other parties, the Congress and the communists included. Now, if you're going to then try and reach out to the Christian community, as the BJP started to try to do, the problem is you'll have to behave better in the other parts of the country to appeal to the Christians. They made some inroads, and then Manipur happened, and now no Christian trusts the BJP anymore to safeguard Christian interests. You have churches being attacked at Christmas time in Jharkhand, in Madhya Pradesh, in Chhattisgarh. In these circumstances, it becomes very difficult for the BJP to breach that fortress, that ceiling of 13% I mentioned.
Mr. Tharoor, sticking to South, look at Karnataka, the revolving door policy for assembly elections. But term on term, Karnataka seems to be voting for the BJP in the Lok Sabha polls. How does Congress even look at combating that? I mean, it's falling apart in several of its northern states as well. When you talk about Congress, how is it going to stand up to the South, particularly like in Karnataka?
No, your analysis is right, except for one thing. As in Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and many other states, in Karnataka, the BJP has only one way to go, and that's down. They did too well last time. Where are they going to increase seats? It is guaranteed 100% they're going to lose seats in Karnataka by comparison with where they were, because the Congress party is now much stronger in Karnataka. It has won an assembly election. It's formed the government. I'm not saying the Congress party is going to sweep. They will certainly put up a much better show than they did last time in Karnataka. And therefore, the BJP can only go down in Karnataka. In Telangana, the Congress is going to go up, and go up quite significantly. We're hearing double-digit figures for Congress in Telangana, and that's a very convincing analysis by independent, neutral observers. So you're looking at a very different story in South India. Andhra Pradesh, I agree, there's a regional party that's been entrenched for some time, and the battle may be a bit different there. But if you look at all 5 states, it's difficult to imagine where the BJP is going to get any support at all, of any significant nature that can actually influence their numbers in Delhi.
Now, and I have to ask you this question, because every time BJP speaks, or every time the Prime Minister will speak, they'll talk about left and Congress being BFFs outside Kerala and pretending to be rivals in Kerala. And this has been going on election. How do you take this to people yet again?
Well, we have been explaining to the people that the fact is the seat sharing adjustments have always been predicated on a state-by-state basis. And so in each state, the story is different. Just as you've seen that Aam Aadmi Party and Congress have come to an agreement in Delhi, in Chandigarh, in Gujarat, but not in Punjab. Similarly, the Communist Party, the CPI, the Indian Muslim League, the DMK and the Congress are all together in Tamil Nadu, a neighboring state, but in Congress we're at loggerheads, where the Muslim League and us are against the CPI and the CPM. So the reality in two neighboring states can be so different. Why should anyone be surprised? I think it's all very well for Mr. Modi to point out that we are best friends in Kerala and are fighting each other somewhere else. I beg your pardon, we're best friends in Bengal and Tamil Nadu and are fighting each other in Kerala. But the truth is that that's typical of the way in which the seat sharing is being done with parties throughout. You can see a situation where you'll ally with a party within the India alliance in one state and will not ally with another state for reasons to do with the political culture of that state.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Tharoor, for joining us.